Now that we press record, we're gonna have nothing to say because we used all of our.
Because we already used all of it. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
We used all our good juice.
Yeah, we're out of the good stuff, so we've got to go for the suspicious stuff that sits in the back of the fridge that you're not sure is expired or not, but it could pass.
Oh no! until the apple juice is snotty consistency. Yeah.
Oh, gross!
It's just cider
Trash
at that
can
point.
punch.
Pop that cap open, brother. Take a swig.
I happened to be at a friend's house. Someone took the last bottle of water. And I was like, oh, there's apple juice, no big deal. And I poured a big old cup, talking, not even paying attention. You know me, fucking making jokes, being silly, singing songs. Look over there. And I start drinking it. Goddamn snot juice in my mouth.
Oh, man.
I couldn't drink apple juice for years afterward.
Love a good mucusy
I don't blame you. That's awful.
You ever just pour yourself a cup of molasses?
Hello, friends. My name is Jacob Collins, and you're listening to the Sins of the Father podcast.
And now, clap.
Oh, that was the worst.
Marlo,
that was the worst.
I told you what we were doing.
I forgot the clap. I'm sitting here going, oh yeah, there's a clap.
We just synced and Marlo missed the clap.
Way to go, Marlo. Way to hold it down for us. Appreciate you. I'm not being sarcastic. I mean that.
Carrie has my heart.
But I've got your liver. You're not getting that back.
It's a missed opportunity that Jackson's never on 5. Because he never gets to say Jackson 5. Which is a great band.
You know what time it is now.
What? Time for the Jackson 5?
You must perish. Vartash is no more. While you were gone, we've decided that we're killing the entire party.
Yep.
And starting over.
Because I made a bad
Sorry.
joke.
This escalated very quickly.
You were gone for all of 10 seconds.
And I made a terrible
I
joke
leave this
and I killed
podcast
us all.
for 30 seconds.
We had a vote.
And everyone dies.
We had a vote, and we decided this is just a bad story. We don't want to tell it anymore. Also, we're going to remove you from the podcast, David.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both of them.
Both of them. Good luck finishing
Joke's
the
on
other
you,
one
I'll
without
take
me.
over and just
Now
do
you can't
whatever
see it.
I want.
He just jumped through an open window. He's gone.
Man, I miss David. I remember when we
I
lost
don't know, David. I think anyone could just pop on a camera or on a microphone and say, "Hello, friends." I mean, it's that easy.
Yeah, what do you actually do?
Look at him.
Yo, I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. I don't
Look
do
at him.
much.
No, we love you, David.
He's not even talking about me, David, and I'm getting mad for you. Look,
Yo, audience, she's waving fingers. She's getting upset. She's getting animated.
I teach elementary. Your insults do not
This is
faze
fair.
me.
This is fair.
dude.
David, we both know that's a lie.
I'm just a roiling rage machine underneath. So I have to go to the gym.
David, this is a safe space.
Also-
you don't have to be toxic masculinity here.
By go to the gym, he means play on his Switch.
Play Pikmin 3. Listen to those chill tunes.
Okay.
David, you enjoying a nice ice-cold Coca-Cola there?
No, this is actually Dr. Pepper.
Oh, you enjoying
Even
a nice
better.
ice-cold Dr. Thunder?
Dr. Thunder. You know I am, brother. Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I got you for 3 minutes! 3 minutes of playtime!
Hey, let's imagine Sins of the Father gets big enough. What's our dream brand deal?
D&D Beyond.
No.
I was
Monster
like,
Energy!
Sins of the Father
I don't think
itself
so.
has to be something Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, I guess so. But
Maybe like Bengay or like Depends underwear.
Or, like Dwarven Forge or Wormwood Gaming.
yeah, but those are so
Yeah.
mainstream.
No. Like maybe like Advil.
The Rook and the Raven,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Kingdom.com.
Black Sands Entertainment.
Nintendo.
Jimmy Dean breakfast sausages, something like that.
Nintendo wants to sponsor us.
Why don't food things like just like weird one-off food things like that'd be such a clever marketing thing. Like, oh, I'm just listening to my D&D podcast. Wait a minute, breakfast sausage? Yeah, next time I go to the store, I'm absolutely gonna buy some breakfast sausage. Like, you have implanted that idea in my head.
Sins of the Father.
This is it.
Sponsored by Quaker Oats.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Dark Horse, if you want another like D&D RPG campaign to make profit off of,
No.
my DMs are open.
His dungeon masters are open.
Have you guys ever listened to Welcome to Night Vale?
Yes.
No.
So much.
Well, they'll do advertising, but it'll be like they'll be like describing like this really creepy thing happening, and like brought to you by Subway. Eat fresh. Like,
It's like, do not enter the dog park.
do not even look at the dog park.
I told y'all we wouldn't have anything funny to say once we press record.
I mean, we've
Nothing at all, sure.
been recording for close to 20 minutes
We had some good stuff.
now.
There were some good things in there.
We just gotten a little bit drab.
I mean, hey, you want to hear something funny, eh?
You kids want to buy some death sticks?
You don't want to sell me this.
That guy really turned his life around.
Ah, yes. Ellen
Thanks,
Sleazebagano.
Now he's dead.
Probably.
I mean, it did happen a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
They're all dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And now the only Jedi...
Except maybe the Emperor.
The only Jedi that remains is Ethan Winters.
Yo, why does Capcom hate hands?
I know.
Or more specifically, Ethan Winter's hands. He don't deserve it.
It's okay, though.
Catch
He
his hands.
he grows them back,
All
and
right,
he gets a
David.
lightsaber. It's
See
fine.
me in Smash.
I will see you in Smash.
Bet.
I will see your whatever character from Minecraft.
Steve?
I don't play Steve.
Steve from Minecraft? I would. I would
Oh,
totally
no.
play Steve.
I'm
Oh,
a man.
but
I'm a man of culture.
don't
I
you-
play shirtless Sephiroth.
Ah, yes. Perfect.
See my Ike.
Bet.
Catch my Ike out there.
But
My Ness will kick your butt.
Or
imagine.
my little Mac with a pink hoodie.
Oh, your little Mac ain't gonna be off. He ain't gonna touch the
David.
ground.
David, you are going to get 3 stocked so fast you won't even realize it happened.
Oh, man.
I'll get the ruler, guys.
All right, we're not recording the podcast anymore.
Nope.
We have to settle it in Smash.
Yeah, we're just gonna cut this feed now and go live on Twitch for a Smash tournament. It's fine.
When we last left off. Start. I've started the timer. So that we actually have to start playing now.
Oh, do we have to?
Alright, David, I'll just kill you right now and you can leave this call.
Stop!
Oh.
Why everybody being mean to David
Last
today?
we left off.
I'm always
Rickett
mean to
dies.
David.
Let me play!
Poor boy. Look
It's
at
true.
him.
We're always mean to David.
What happened last session?
There were 2 tower things, and we activated them with orbs. Hamster ball.
Hamster ball.
Yes, after the fated reunion with the fathers, the titular fathers, a very urgent mission was given to Ricket, Yabo, and Ivalia after Vartash darted off on his own in search of his father that he watched separate from the group, carrying a magical artifact.
Wait, is this orb related to the orb that was in that little village? Were those...
You think I don't plan these things out? I don't.
You tell us you don't.
It's just, I say these things that sound cool, and then I use them later in the future to do other cool things. Or do I? Or am I secretly one of the most meticulous planners you've ever met, and you just don't even realize it? Because it's all in my brain bucket.
It's all in there. Drops in the brain bucket.
He's either a total genius or just, like, totally lucky that things click together so well.
Who knows? I'll never tell. Yes, then the other group was given a similar magical artifact. And with one last goodbye from his father, Ricket, Ivalia, and Yavo were encased in an unbreakable sphere and sent off through a torrent of tentacles in the direction of one of the conduits that presumably sealed this creature, or at least suppressed it. Lots of cool stuff happened. And both conduits were activated, creating a magical field around each of them, and a portal. How do I put it? A magical gateway appeared on each side of the creature connected to these conduits. And the brave children stepped through the gateways into the unknown, leaving their fathers to fight. I hate you.
Sorry.
Alright, that's it. Someone is dying this session now.
I'm sorry.
I'm over it.
I didn't know if we could work in a Frozen sing-along if Tessa wasn't part of this session.
I'm here.
I'm sure you could go tell her we're doing a sing-along and she'd readily join us.
True.
Oh, she would.
And I would leave this call.
I'm pretty sure Tessa and I had a Frozen sing-along the last time I was over at your house, David.
Yeah, y'all did. Y'all had a Frozen moment.
We did. It was good. And we'll probably have one tomorrow.
Probably.
So each of you simultaneously blink your eyes as there was a sudden flash of white entering this portal. And your vision comes to, and you're standing next to each other. But you see no surroundings. It is just pitch black. Almost as if you're standing in a sea of stars as you see twinkling lights in the air. Just black around you. Just an empty void. But you're not falling. You are standing on what you would presume is solid ground, although you can't see it beneath you.
Are we inside, that thing?
Vartosh.
Did we die?
Yeah, Vartosh realizes that he's back with the group now.
I don't know.
Oh, jeez, Vartash, where did you come from?
Well, I activated another orb thing, and then I walk through a door. And here I am.
Fascinating.
Ricket's gonna cast light. Litany.
So your luminous orb of light appears on the end of your wand and extends out from it. And you see it casting this light as you all are taken aback by just the sudden cast. And you see the visible rays of light coming off of it, but it still doesn't seem to shine on anything. It just seems like a small little star floating in the middle of this room.
Yevalia's gonna reach down and try to, like, see what the ground is, like, try to touch it and try to get a tactile feel on it.
So you reach down very gingerly and touch the ground as there's this sensation of cold as your finger makes contact, and you see ripple. Almost like the effects of water as you just barely even gingerly touch the ground.
Give it a good firm stomp.
Yabo lifts his foot and stomps it down, and you feel the weight of your boot hit the ground, but no water splashes up, but a similar ripple to the one Evalia just made begins cascading out from where your foot is. All of you begin to hear what sounds like a fire burning somewhere off in the distance, but you see no light outside of Ricket's light spell.
Can we tell what direction it's in?
From what, directly in front of you.
Okay.
Should we investigate?
I think that's a good idea.
I think we need to stick together and make sure we don't get separated.
Hey, did you guys know your dads were that cool? I mean, come on. Did you see how they were fighting that thing?
I have always known that my father was a master of the arcane arts. But I will admit, seeing him kick that thing's ass was pretty cool.
My father is a bureaucrat. He's a merchant. I never thought he could do things like that.
That did not look like a merchant to me.
He swung on a rope, hanging from a tentacle. Like...
Apparently Nunu can give you the strength to hold up a titanic tentacle. I had no idea. Nunu has really been holding out on me.
I didn't think your bird was that useful either.
Well, often than not, he just runs off. I have no idea where he's at.
Maybe that's where he's been going.
So I imagine we're having this conversation as we're walking toward that, that sound.
As you guys are walking through just the sea of darkness, you all don't see it at first, but the camera pans out and you see these children walking on this level pathway as their feet are all rippling in the water, and you see almost reflecting in it the same children beneath that line, walking with them. Two sets of the same party.
Interesting.
as you all continue forward, and the sounds of this fire begin to increase in volume as you realize that whatever this fire is, it's not a simple campfire. It sounds out of control, very intense and destructive. And you begin to hear the clattering and breaking of what sounds like buildings. And then you very faintly hear, off in the distance, screaming of just anguish and pain.
As the screaming starts, Vartosh grabs Ricket and Yabo's hands and just kind of nods at Ivalia as they continue to walk forward.
Yeah, I think Ivalia is going to grab Ricket's hand and walk. That way they're all holding hands.
As very unsure of what's going on, the children step forward and continue walking on this, what seems to be endless path. And then, almost as if a sheet was pulled from your eyes, you're suddenly standing on a street. All around you are blazing fires and crumbling buildings, billowing smoke pouring out through the streets. As you look up, and you see a familiar building. The Braithwaite Library. But then you see behind it, as it comes crashing down, one of these giant tentacles slams through the library, cracking the street you are on and shattering it as you begin plummeting towards the earth.
Oh no, we made the wrong choices. We're getting the bad ending.
Yeah.
Bad end.
You died.
So like we're in Haravel and like we're falling like through the branches of the tree.
Yes.
Okay.
And as you're tumbling, give me a perception check.
14.
Very
Whoa. 21.
A natural 1.
Same! I got a 4.
So, as the panic sets in on Ricket and Vartash, Ivalia and Yabo, you notice that as you're plummeting, you see that same just jet black, inky sky from the abyss you were just walking in is around you. But the only thing that seems to be revealed is Haravel itself.
It's showing us!
Are Ricket and Vartash like clawing at each other to like grab onto something stable as they're falling through the air?
So.
Just pawing at each other.
Yeah.
With the 21 perception, Yabo, you also notice all that inky jet black sky around you, tentacles crashing through Haravel and wrenching it apart, much in the same manner as the destruction of the Gilded Gorgon. And then you catch out of the corner of your eye what seems to be a streak of white fly through the air past you. And then from behind you, you hear the screeching of a very familiar eagle's call.
No!
As you kind of wrench yourself around, everyone else kind of hearing Yabo call for Nunu, you direct your attention towards him as you all see, off in the distance, barreling towards you, what seems to be Nunu, but as it's getting closer, you see it getting bigger and bigger as you all land, slamming onto the feathered top of a giant eagle.
Awesome.
No! Nice. Where did you get so big?
Bird noises.
Ah!
It's because Nunu always eats his Quaker brand oats.
That's
Since
right.
the father. Sponsored by Quaker Oats.
Try it with new Jimmy Dean sausage.
You can trust the Gordon's fishermen.
What a fine breakfast.
Nunu
It's not
always
delivery.
eats.
It's DiGiorno.
It's DiGiorno.
The snack that smiles back.
Goldfish.
So yeah, bird noises was your response from Nunu, much like you're used to. But there's something off about the response, as it sounds like there's pain behind the voice. As you all kind of situate yourselves, and you see that there are wounds and deep scars and actively bleeding gashes along Nunu as he's wavering, flying through the air. You are steadily descending.
No, Nunu!
Hold on.
Can I try to patch up some of these bleeding, gaping wounds?
Yeah, Yuvalia's gonna slam her hand down and do cure wounds.
So you watch as Ivalia begins channeling her healing magics into Nunu, and Yabo very quickly takes leadership and begins quickly distributing bandages and other medical aid. As everyone give me a dexterity save. As Nunu slams hard into the ground
Oh no.
and flings everyone off of him.
Dude, I rolled 2 18s in a row.
I got a 15,
19.
which is okay.
22.
Hey.
I rolled an 8.
So there's that moment of, as Nunu hits, everyone is launched off of him. As you see Nunu tumbling forward, the kids slamming onto the ground and scrambling to keep their footing, as everyone manages to set themselves, as Ricket just kind of slides face first on the ground, tumbling, much in the same manner as Nunu, before you come to a stop, and there's this large plume of dust from where Nunu just landed.
Nunu! I'm gonna run up to him and check him out. I'm gonna go and grab his head and hold it in my arms. Look into his eyes. Are they open?
Nunu's eyes are open, barely. You, with your deep connection to Nunu and the Great Eagle, can feel the pain. And you are feeling as Nunu's essence is draining.
No. Nunu, no. Here. Hold on. I throw my pack down and start rustling through it and just find just some form of food, which is probably half-rotten death dog meat. You go, Nunu, it's okay.
Half rotten.
It's okay. Here, Nunu, open up. I try to shove it into his beak.
And as you're doing this, what is everyone else doing? Seeing this happening.
Ricket's picking himself up off the ground.
Vartosh is just kind of watching sadly.
Yeah, Yuvalia's watching sadly.
And you all notice it as Yabo's fixated on Nunu. The dust is settling from behind Nunu. And you see 4 familiar figures collapsed on the ground. One of them brandishing a golden lute. One hand still clutching a large spell book. hands lifelessly clutching at a maul. And fingers wrapped tightly, still holding the trigger down on a gun, are your four fathers.
Okay, Yabo is going, as soon as I notice them, he's going to gently lower Nunu's head back to the ground and sprint over there, and grab the spell book and run up to Ricket.
Ricket! Ricket! Quick, please! There has to be something in here. Use something! Help Nunu! Please!
My father's spells are complex. I haven't practiced them. I don't know them. The components.
Ricket, you can do it! I have seen you do incredible things. Please help Nunu, please!
Yvali has turned around and is looking at her father laying on the ground, and like tears are starting to come up into her eyes. Daddy. She runs over there and slaps her hands down and does cure wounds, and like keeps trying to do it even though she's at a spell slot. So you see just fizzles coming out.
No, Daddy, please, no.
Bartosz falls to his knees, and he's just kind of in that state of crying where it's almost just coughing. And he's not sure what's going on, but he's just staring forward at the forefathers.
With that, you all hear that roaring, echoing rage from the monster destroying Harabel as you all look up to see the entire city itself crack in half, and one large tentacle comes plummeting down, and right as it's about to hit you, it cuts to black. And you're all standing back in that same dark void, except you see very faintly in the distance is this small red light. And you see in the watery black ground that you've been walking on, almost on a rhythm, are these red pulses pulsing out from wherever that light is coming from.
Am I still holding my father's spell book?
You are not.
It was an illusion, a powerful illusion. We're still in this monster or this nether realm, whatever this is. Ricket turns and looks to everybody. We can't trust anything we see in here. We have to be careful.
So there's a chance they're still alive?
Yuvalia like wipes the snot from her nose on her sleeve.
Ricket reaches out and brushes a tear off of Ivalia's cheek.
Yeah, I believe they are.
You're breaking my heart. You're breaking my heart, Jackson. You're breaking my heart.
I was trying not to laugh while you guys were talking because I saw that I had a text notification and then it's just Jacob execute brackets bird noises with an eagle reaction under it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's perfect.
Damn chat.
It's a serious moment, guys.
Put an F in the chat for the
saw
papas.
that and then I like clicked because
F.
I was like, maybe someone's said like they couldn't hear me or something. So I clicked to see what it was and I'm just like, bird noises.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. Alright, so you said there were those ripples.
Alright, everybody, let's link hands again and walk towards whatever these pulses are coming from. Okay.
Bartosz wipes a tear out of his eye and stands up, grabs everybody's hands.
You all begin walking further into this never-ending abyss, with each step getting closer to this red light off in the distance. You can't make out what it is, but as the distance between you, the party, and this object decreases, you can feel those pulses getting stronger and faster. And all around you, almost incoherent, you keep picking out little bits of languages and screams of anguish and pain that only get louder and louder with those increasing pulses. And you continue walking forward. As you are roughly within 30 feet of this object, it is still completely shrouded in this bright, blinding red. This crimson beacon, as these screams have only gotten louder and quicker and more consistent, almost drowning out your very thoughts, as you seem to step over this threshold, and it all goes silent. As you look up, and that crimson beacon has been given form now on this gnarled black pedestal that you visibly see this black smoke and ink billowing out from is a large suspended heart beating. Hello friends, and welcome to episode 17 of Sins of the Father. I'm your Dungeon Master, Jackson Chandler. I've got just a few things before we dive back into this exciting episode. We recently took a massive hit to our Patreon and have dropped below the $400 milestone, which allows us to pay the cast for their amazing work. As it currently stands, we are less than $1 away from getting back to being able to reward them for their wonderful performances. I'd also like to thank our new patron, Sean Haddock, for showing their support to the show. Thank you, Sean. Don't forget to support us on iTunes. If you leave us a review, send us a copy of it to misconceptionspod@gmail.com to receive a free Sins of the Father decal. I won't keep you any longer. Let's dive back into the episode.
Can I inspect this heart?
You most certainly can walk up to it if you want.
I do walk up to it, and I also use my 19 divination roll to give me a 22 to investigate this thing.
What you glean from your magical studies, however fresh they are, there is some sort of arcane nature. You seem to understand that whatever this place is, this is the focal point, the controlling factor of this abyss.
Can I tell, like, in what way would we interact with this heart to get, like, to either get out of here or control this area?
You're not quite sure, but as you're investigating this, all of you notice, as Ricket takes these steps ever closer to this heart, this construct, that symbol, it was on your hand, yes? Mm-hmm. That bright symbol that joined all of you together in Haravel seems to glow with the same luminosity that his light spell is giving off.
So it's as bright as my light spell?
It is as bright as your light spell.
Dang.
Okay.
This thing, it's a heart. I believe it is somehow controlling or manifesting the space we are in. And look at this.
And I keep putting my hand close to it and taking it away and getting the light brighter and dimmer, brighter, dimmer, brighter.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk forward towards it too, holding my hand out. Not gonna touch it yet, but just seeing what my tattoo does.
Much in the same vein as Ricketts, it does continuously get brighter and brighter to almost blinding as you get to the same distance Ricket is from it.
Bartosz brandishes his dagger. If that's what's controlling all of this, then we have to kill it.
Well, perhaps just removing it from this pedestal would be enough to undo the enchantment.
Does it look like a human heart? Is it some sort of strange alien heart?
Yes.
Or is it just made to look like a heart?
It shares some similarities with a human heart, but there is something alien about it. And it is, for your mind's eye, about the size of Yabo's ball.
Jesus, I had no idea it was that big.
A big heart.
So if Ricket tried to remove it from the pedestal, he would not be able to.
You could certainly try.
Okay.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks. Thanks, Merce.
Here, before we resort to violence, why don't I just try to move it?
And Ricket's gonna reach out for it to try to grab it.
You all watch as Ricket makes that suggestion of moving it and reaches his arms out. And as Vartash and Yavo, you haven't walked up with him, right? You're still standing back.
Yeah, I'm still standing back.
You and Vartosh and Yabo, you notice that as Ricket's hands are extending up as he stepped forward, you see a pair of hands almost from out of the ground beneath him through the water begin moving up. As he's reaching and grabbing on the heart, you see them rest on his ankles and begin to clutch them.
Ricket, maybe just take it easy for a second.
Ricket, look down. Don't move.
What?
I look down.
Ricket, you look down, and I'm assuming Evalia, you also look down. And you look beneath Ricket, you see these arms have plunged out of that just deep black abyss beneath you. And you notice that right beneath the surface of where your feet are making contact, Ricket, you see your face. Mm-hmm. But you have these deep, putrid yellow eyes with this black, inky substance leaking out of them, staring back at you.
Everyone? Something's not right.
If I take my hands away from the heart, do those hands go back into the inky blackness?
And you pull your hands back, and the hands release as they sink back in, but the face is still there watching you. Ivalia, having stepped up next to Ricket, you instinctively look down beneath you and see your own reflection staring back at you. With that same malfeasance, corruption.
And do I recognize those eyes as the eyes of the monster?
Yes, you all are very familiar with those yellow, pallid, rotten eyes.
So, if these deformed versions of us are gonna grab us if we grab that thing, what if we used a spell?
Like what exactly? I do have a spell that allows me to manipulate objects from a distance, but I feel this is far too big to be affected by that spell.
Can we throw a rope around it?
It's not a bad idea.
I don't have any spell slots left.
What if we just fight them?
What if I just shoot the heart from here?
I can throw a spear. I love throwing spears.
I mean, I suppose.
Okay. Let's give it a shot. I'm gonna heft a spear and look at everybody as I kind of like hold it in my hand, giving them a chance to tell me to stop.
Vartosh is gonna watch his feet. As he rears back to throw it, does something happen?
As he rears back to throw it,
Yeah.
you see out of that inky blackness a reflection of Yabo beneath him.
Okay, I'm going to throw it. Last chance.
Wait. It's happening to you too.
And Vartash, looking down beneath you just to check and make sure, you see your reflection as well. And all of you watch as, in that moment of eye contact each of you has with your own reflection, they have this look of anguish on their face, and you see their mouths moving as if to scream as they're beating on the floor, trying to break through, it looks like, in pain.
Can I feel reverberations as my reflection strikes the ground beneath me? Can I feel that?
You do not.
What if there's no way around it? Maybe we all just grab the heart at the same time.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, this is the narrative of us as heroes. We were chosen together. These hand stamps appeared on us at the same moment. Perhaps we must all remove this heart at the same moment, together.
Or maybe we'll be trapped like those guys.
She points down to herself below.
Perhaps Ricket is gonna squat down and like inspect the sheet of inky glass between he and his reflection.
But then again, it could just be a defense mechanism that the arcane nature of this heart has created for itself to keep people from manipulating with it. And then again, he shrugs, it could be all an illusion, just like Haravel before.
Okay, here's a compromise. I throw the spear at fake Yabo.
Okay.
Do you mean
Okay.
you'll just stab the ground?
See what happens.
No, he's gonna angle it, so he takes this full spear and throws it straight down.
He just jumps up in the air and just, yeah!
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna stab the ground. Like I'm planting the American flag on Iwo Jima.
Roll me some
Like Sephiroth on Aerith.
Athletics. See how hard you stab this spear.
I stab it with a 15 stab strength.
15 stab strength. And you all just kind of take that moment and watch Yabo as he picks the spear up and slams it into the ground, and you see it physically make contact as he effortlessly pulls the spear back. It didn't seem to hit the ground or sink into the ground, as Yabo, being the one who is directly standing over this, that stab left a mark on the ground. Just this very small needle point, as you very quickly see the shatter and crack as it begins to spider web.
Oh. Okay.
Give me a dexterity save. Ooh. As you all watch that very sudden spider webbing effect 14. On the floor, as smashing through it comes the hand of corrupted Yabo, lashing out to grab Yabo by the foot, and he manages to jump back out of the way. As you see its hand very purposefully reach around and plant itself. As the ground shatters a little bit more, the other hand comes out of the ground and plants itself.
No!
And rising out of the inky black goo is Yabo. But an evil version.
But evil Yabo.
Okay, I'm gonna heft my maul in my hand. Can I whack him as he's crawling out? Just whack-a-mole style?
Go for it.
I'm gonna whack him. Oh yeah! Woo! 21.
Ooh. As you very quickly move the spear aside and heftily lift up your maul, slamming it straight down whack-a-mole style, you see the hands that are reaching out towards you. The hammer swings through the hands as if they're not even really there. Oh, no. As one of them begins clinging at your boot, and that you do feel. The fingers touching the edge of your boot.
Ah! It is a ghost!
It's the heart. It has to be the heart.
Vartosh is gonna throw a knife at the heart.
Pull out your knife. Roll to hit it.
This is probably a bad idea.
As the dagger goes...
Oh, okay.
You know, there's that epic moment as Yabo's jumping back screaming, that slow motion, the knife twirling through the air, right in between Ricket and Evalia.
It's an 18 to hit.
It skewers into the side of the heart, and there's this violent shudder from the heart itself as there's an ear-piercing scream that reverberates throughout the area. It sounds like multiple children screaming as you all look in the reflections and see each of you in doubled over almost in pain, just letting out these blood-curdling screams. Valia and Ricket, what are you doing?
So, is Shadow Yabo on this side, is he doubled over as well?
Yes, his arm, he was, like, in the middle of pulling himself up when he swung the hammer down. And so in that instance of reaching out to try and grab him, and then the knife hitting, the hands have kind of receded under the glass. There were air quotes there, audience.
I think after feeling the swipe of air as the knife goes in, Yuvalia like looks at it at the heart, watching it sort of undulate, and then looks back at the shadow Yabo, and then looks back at Vartosh.
What now?
Like, she kind of, like, yells it over the screams of pain of children.
I don't know, but it seems to hurt them.
Gotcha.
She's gonna... Let's see. She used up all of her spell slots trying to heal her father. Just FYI. She didn't have many left anyway. She is going to pull out her rapier and give a stab at it.
Okay.
Did you need damage?
Roll to hit.
From me, by the way? Or does it matter? Okay.
No.
Oh, Lord. A 5. Oof.
To hit?
Yeah.
Whoa, to hit what?
The heart.
Not much. Not much.
As you thrust the rapier forward, there's that, like, streak as you just kind of glance off of it, not finding purchase. Vartash, as your knife plunged into that heart and that scream echoed out, the symbol on your hand almost erupted into light.
Cool.
Very well. Let's test this hypothesis.
Ricket's going to jump back, and as he's jumping back, he's going to say, "Ignim!" and cast Firebolt at the heart. Hey, that is a 22.
You hit. As that little bolt of flames hits the heart, there's that scorching splash across it. Another reverbing scream echoes out as Ricket, even though you have backed up now, your hand is just erupting that shining, blinding light from it.
Attack the heart! Attack the heart!
I throw a spear.
And yes, it will probably hit.
Don't deny me my chance to roll for it. What if I roll a 1?
I mean, no, of course, roll to hit. Yes, go for it.
Luckily,
Prove me wrong.
I am a man who is perfectly average in every way. I'm 5'8". I have a baritone voice, and I roll 10s.
Total?
No, 13.
Okay. Your spear plunges into the heart, and there is another reverbing scream as the symbol on your hand erupts into a similar blinding light, and you all begin noticing the frantic scratching and banging, trying to get through the glass underneath the three of you that don't have a giant hole in front of you.
Can I get away from Ghosty Boy holding my ankles?
Yeah. You just scurry away.
Okay, I'm gonna start
Creating some nice
wailing on
distance.
this thing with my maul. Just like kid at a
You go
pinata
running
party.
up to it. You begin sprinting towards the heart of Alia.
Yeah, Valia's gonna, like, after she misses, she's gonna get angry and flip her hand around to, like, a more of a stabbing motion with this rapier. And just, like, with a, like a, just try to stab it.
So as Avalia, you reach back with with your rapier, flipping it into a much more aggressive hold. As you're plunging it forward, it's almost in slow motion. The camera cuts to each of you as underneath you, there's that shattering and cracking of the ground as these shadows, the shadow babbies, begin breaking through.
Shadow baddies.
And right as the ground itself shatters, the rapier you see plunges into the heart. And there, instead of screams, is just this wave of concussive light that almost pushes all of you back. As Evalia, your hand symbol ignites. And you see that the black inkiness all around you has been pushed out. And you see steady, just gray stone floor as arcane runes begin lighting up the floor around you. And almost at each key point, like on a compass, there is what seems to be a circle of runes. In the circular spots at the key points, like if it was a compass, north, east, southwest.
Oh, so there are
like circular runes, almost like a receptacle where a person could stand in a ritual.
Is there any indication of like who should stand where?
No.
There's no like dragon claw footprints. No. 'Cause I don't wear shoes. Okay.
Rickett is going to walk up to one of these, I guess the one that's closest to him, and look at these arcane sigils.
Rickett, as you step closer to it and you lean down to look at these sigils, it's almost as if a trick of the light catches you off guard. You see your father standing there in that circle, arm outstretched towards the heart. And you can see on his hand is that same symbol that's now blazing on yours.
If I reach out, can I feel him?
No, your hand passes through it.
Rickett is going to place his 2 feet where his father's footsteps were and reach out towards the heart, just like the vision of his father was doing.
And you do that, and you see the sigils on the ground around where you stepped brighten as a small seam of light goes from where you were standing to the pedestal that the heart is sitting on.
Together then?
Together.
Let's go.
Bartosz will walk over and take a step into the thing.
And there's that moment as each of you steps up to one of these circles, and you see your father standing in that circle, arms raised out with that same blazing symbol on it, as you each take their place in the ritual, and those beads of light draw along the ground and hit the pedestal. And you watch as the heart itself begins to glow and brighten as arcane scripture begins spinning around it, and it is shrinking in size, condensing down into a black orb that seems to be leaking that dark mist and ink as the beams of light begin coalescing into almost a diamond-like shape, suspending the heart, or the now orb, which for size comparison is now about the size of an apple, suspended in this small diamond of light as it solidifies and clicks down on the pedestal.
Did we do it?
As you say that, Evalia, there's that moment of silence with just your voice echoing out, almost as if you're standing in a cavern before from behind you, all of you, back roughly where you came from, the direction you came from, there is this large flash of light and gust of wind as you see what you would describe as a rip in the plains cuts open and is torn to reveal a dark, heavily armored individual, large shield in one hand and a large sword brandished on their back. As it steps out, you see behind the figure the collapsed bodies of your fathers. Not dead, they're not bleeding.
Okay.
The collapsed bodies of your fathers. As the armored figure steps forward onto the stone floor and says, "The time to play hero is over." End of episode.
Oh.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode. Next episode will be released on August 9th. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Sins of the Pod. If you weren't aware, we have a Discord channel for the Misconceptions Podcast Network where you can chat about your favorite shows and anything else nerdy with all of the crew and other friends of the show. If you need to contact us, you can send us an email to misconceptionspod@gmail.com. Sins of the Father is only possible thanks to y'all, so we'd appreciate it if you would spread the word about our show if you enjoy it. If you're feeling especially generous, you can always donate to us through our Patreon page. However you decide to help, we greatly appreciate it. Sins of the Father is an actual play podcast using the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition role-playing game by Wizards of the Coast. The Sins of the Father theme was composed by Aaron Wharton. You can find more of his music at aaronwharton.net. Sins of the Father is a part of the Misconceptions Podcast Network. That about covers it for now, and as always, keep rolling crits.